When the Republicans want to talk about what he has to say about the Biden crime family, suddenly he's buried in charges, serious charges, felonies. He's in legal jeopardy. Is it a coincidence?
I think you have to stretch pretty far to conclude that it is a coincidence. It's just all too convenient for the Biden administration to sort of shove this guy in a deep, dark corner where nobody has to hear what he has to say. But I think that the way that the information came out last week, he sort of piqued interest from the Congress and got his video out into public circulation, and that is going to be very helpful to actually having him be able to come forward and testify whether or not there is a threat of indictment or criminal charges. You know, I was in law enforcement for 14 years, and we always said that kindergarten teachers don't make good informants or snitches. And the reason that he has that information is because he was playing in the sandbox, and it might mean that he got a little bit dirty, but that does not change the fact that he has some legitimate information that Congress and the DOJ should consider.
Normally, the way this would work, Steve, and well, the world that I see, I'm not in law enforcement, you were. So tell me if I'm on the right track here. If he has the goods, if he has the receipts, as people say these days, on all of this activity, things that went on, he's got the proof. Wouldn't they normally say, okay, you've got the proof on people that are higher up the food chain, whether it's Hunter Biden or whoever it might be, and they would make a deal? Not in this case, not in this environment, not with this weaponized government. That's not what's happening at all. In fact, just the opposite. Instead of going after the higher-ups, they're assaulting him and threatening him with basically life in prison, if you add all of this up.
I agree with you. And I think that in addition to what he knows, the fact that he knows it and how he knows it is very revelatory. So he was sort of in this pool with swimming with these other individuals. He has the goods on other people that have entrenched interests beyond just the Biden family. And he also has information about the DOJ and the FBI because they sent over individuals to speak to him. So he knows how the protection racket is actually working to defend Biden against any sort of investigation. There's a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of characters that stand to lose here if his information comes forward. And the incentive for them is to go to quiet him down.
Well, isn't it remarkable that the FBI has had Hunter Biden's laptop since, December 2019? He's been on record since 2019. The investigation has been slow-walked all the way through. I mean, if you don't pay your taxes, let's be honest, that's about a 5-week investigation, not a 5-year investigation. Fair to say? I mean, either you paid your taxes or you didn't. Pretty simple stuff. We know that the Bidens got millions of dollars, $10 million rolled into Joe Biden's tax return without explanation. You and I couldn't just say, I got $10 million from, a mysterious place, from unicorns and fairy dust. That doesn't fly. So all of these things add up to some real serious problems for the Biden family, except that they seem completely insulated every step of the way, and it's outrageous to me. It's outrageous to people that listen to this program. It's outrageous to Americans across this country. It is outrageous that people can commit crimes, line their pockets, sell this country down the river, and we're pretty angry about it. What do you say?
I agree. I think that the Biden family is compromised, coming and going. They certainly have these foreign involvements that render him a compromised individual, and you have to question anything from a national security perspective or even just the welfare of the nation. Any decision he makes are going to be underwritten by the Chinese government, the Ukrainian government, and the other people that engage or any other nations that engage in a pay-for-play scheme. But they're also compromised from the standpoint that there's this investigation hanging over the head of his beloved son. And I think that the fact that we saw the New York Post report a few days ago how the DOJ is now going to slow walk this sweetheart plea deal that that Hunter was able to negotiate for himself means that they're going to dangle that in front of Joe Biden, maybe because he's lost his usefulness for the entrenched powers, and have him maybe step aside for a younger, more viral candidate in 2024.
Okay, so here's the other part of the problem. The other part of the problem is this. If you have whistleblowers out there, people that are thinking, gosh, if I take this step, I don't want to be like Steve Friend. I don't want to be, from beat cop to a suspended FBI whistleblower. And they look at what happened here to this guy. And they're like, I don't want to be charged with a pile of crimes. They don't want to have to go through that. And they've got real information. But they're going to say, it has a real chilling effect. And it does, because who wants to put their life on the line and get treated like Gal Luft? Who wants to be treated like Steve Friend? I mean, it just shuts people down and makes them go, you know what? Maybe it's not worth it because I'm not going to be treated fairly. I gave you the last word.
100% accurate. There's a chilling effect that we've seen from within the federal government, where whistleblowers are now loath to come forward because they don't want to receive the treatment that I was subject to. The one thing I would counter with is that after testifying in front of Congress, we set up a Give, Send, Go and raised over $600,000. And that money is going to be in a war chest for individuals who are brave enough to come forward. So they shouldn't have to miss a meal. Their family shouldn't have to suffer. We are here to support you. So my information is out there publicly, and reach out to me, and I will see that we serve you.